Hi YouTube, it's Alex here. When it comes to car modifications, most of us as the Subaru owners, we always want a stage 1, stage 2. But after we gain enough power for our needs, so we start thinking, at least me, I'm start thinking of, okay, how to make my car look cool from the outsiders, from others. How can I make the personality stands out? So it comes into the exterior parts. Today I'm gonna show you guys how to do a front lip splitter from Aerodynamic. This video will also fit for most of the splitters that we try to run into 2008 to 2015 Subarus. First of all, we need to remove the bumper first in order to install the splitter underneath. So I'm not going to go in too much detail about how to remove the bumper because we usually like from the top of it, as you can see, you remove the 4 clippers that on the top of the bumper, and then you also go behind the front wheel. There will be another 3 clippers that after you remove that, you go underneath the car. There was 2 more clips there. So basically it's just like pop the clips and pop the bumper. After you remove the bumper, you try to fit in your current bumper and the front lip spoiler into the front splitters. From what I have seen for the Aeroflow dynamic splitter, the fitment is pretty good. So all I need to do is try to have the nuts, bolts with the washer, and try to bolt in first. Like you can see, there was matching those pre-drill holes in the splitters and the front bumpers. And all you need to do, there was come with hardware about the spacers and some of the washers, and you just follow the instructions and put bolts, then washer, then in between the splitter and the front bumper, there was put some spacers on it so that you could fill out the gap between them. And then the car should hold, the splitter and the bumper should hold really tight. Don't, there was one reminder here, don't try to tighten the splitter as yet, because you want to see, okay, after he gets back into the car, is the fitment good? If there was anything you need to adjust over time. So what I see here is I try to keep it loosened, because I also want to show you guys, because on my setup I also need to put on the splitter rods on it. So what I'm doing here is actually drilling a couple of holes in order to put in the splitter rods so that I could hold the splitter much stronger while they are running. Here's another tips. So you can see all the bolts is facing inward, because I want to keep the surface underneath the splitter as flat as possible. It certainly gives a harder way in order to tighten the nuts inside the bumper, but as you can see later, it actually all the nuts on inside the bumper is actually reachable. so you don't have to worry about okay if the bolt is too long and then you cannot reach it inside of the bumper, something like that. So, and what I'm doing here is I just install the first rods, the splitter rods, and then I'm trying to measure with the same distance using the center, and then measure distance between the two bolts, make sure they're parallel and aligned with each other. So what I'm trying to do is upside down triangle type. It's a narrow bottom and like a wider on the top. So things are very straightforward. So you drill a couple holes, then you put the rods inside. What I suggest is give yourself another a couple more spare nuts inside, so that you can better secure your rods, them to split between the spaces. So here's the finished look of the front bumper and splitter with the rods set up. So I also have the yellow overlay in the fault line. As you can see, I strongly suggest if you have such mold list on your list, you can do all the three things together. There is also another good choice, like, while you're doing this mold, is the front line restoration, because while you remove your bumper, it gives you a lot of more spaces for you to clean up your headlights. So all you need to do is just taping the spaces beside the fender, because previously when I do it the first time, I actually have a couple scratches while I'm standing the headlights with the bumpers on. So with the bumpers off, this time you give much more spaces. You can do the job much better. Actually, what you guys see here right now, I just restore my headlights by using 3M sanding tools with the wild drills. I'm pretty satisfied with the restoration effect, and yeah. What you can see here right now, I'm trying to put the bumper back. I think it's not as hard like some of the video they suggest, oh, 2 men do it. I actually got an assistant here. So you can see my son is actually messing up around, like trying to put all my screws like everywhere. But actually this job you can do it all yourself. Like you don't need to. So all you need to do is put the bumper on, try to hold it with some of the parts, and you just measure it side by side. And everything, since it's clippable, so it's very straightforward. All you need to do is just hear the click sound, and then make sure there was no much obvious gap between them, so that you know you are on the right place. And then after you finish the bumper with install, you can start tighten down the splitter bolts inside. So this is very straightforward. You put a screw, just tighten it up, and this is it. There was one more thing I want to show you guys here. It's about the canard. So it's actually another decorations for your bumpers. I strongly suggest, if you guys have this molds as well, just do it as a whole together. All you need to do is drill 2 holes, try to set it, and then have a nuts inside and then screw down, because this part is not require a lot of down, like stress or press, so it shouldn't be like a lot of security bolts on it. So yeah, this is a finished look of the car, and hope you guys enjoy.